can assume that maybe I'm heard by all. Good evening, Mumina and Catherine. Thank you so much for joining in. Karibuni sana to Amani's monthly webinar. I welcome all of you to our webinar today. I'll be a moderator for the day. My name is Sheila Namulekwa. And our speaker for the day will be one Philip Kaume, who we hope is going to join in the next second. Meanwhile, I welcome all of you to this webinar. It's our third webinar, our monthly webinar. I appreciate all those who have joined in. Our apologies for logging in late. So far, we have 32 attendees and more are coming. I can see many struggling to join in. Karibuni sana, you're most welcome. And as we begin, maybe we can talk about Amani and just be able to remind ourselves, for those ones who are at Amani, who Amani is, what Amani basically does. And for those ones who are not at Amani and have joined us, you're most welcome. Welcome to our webinar. Welcome to our learning sessions. Welcome to our very informative sessions that we're able to carry out every month. As we begin, and as we wait for our guests to log in, we remind ourselves that Amani's full name is Amani Counselling Center and Training Institute. We were established in 1979, and we have offices around the country. Our head office at the moment is in Nairobi along Bagadi Way. We also have an office, CBD, at the Central Business District, that is in Nairobi town. We have other regional offices. We have one representing the Coast region in Mombasa. We also have an office for the Central region. The office is located in Nyeri. We have another office in Siaya to represent the Nyanza region, as well as another office in Kisumu. We also operate in areas where we do not have our offices. So it doesn't mean that we are only present where our offices are, but actually we operate within the country and even outside our borders. Where there is need, we are flexible and available to be able to support persons or groups or individuals who are in need of any of our services. And as we learn more about Amani, I can see Father John Masai raising your hand. Father, you want to share something with us? Father John, you want to share something? I can see you have raised your hand. Okay, maybe he will be able to write in the chat, on the chat. And maybe I can take also this opportunity and appreciate all those who have logged in. Abi Masawe, Adelaide, Agnes Nyaga, Angie Gateri, Ann Chomba, Betty Oluoch, Catherine Mwangi, Dismas Ocheng, that's from our office in Kisumu. Dismas, karibu sana. Eva Buta, most welcome. Eda Tatu, Edwin Chege, Elsie Macharia, Esther Jira, you're most welcome. Florence Gitutu, you're welcome as well. George Gadondo from Nyeri office, karibu sana George. We also have George Ocheng and Grace Gadoni, you're most welcome. Harendra Patel, that is from Mombasa. Patel, karibu. We have Helen Wachera, Jared from Siaya region, Siaya office rather, the Nyanza region. Most welcome, Jared. We also have Josephine Manyuru. Josephine, long time, karibu sana. Margaret Njoroge, Margaret Oburu, Martha Kilonzo, Mercy Leroy, Mohammed, Mumina Mohammed, and Munira Ahmed. Karibuni sana. Last but not least, we also have Rose Kigima, Salome, Veronica Mukati, Virginia Njuki, Wanjiru, 53, and all of us who are attending the webinar, maybe sharing the screen or listening in, you are using different media, you're most welcome to our monthly webinar. So as we carry on, we are sharing about what or who Amani is by a full name and where we are located. We also have some activities that we do, which we consider to be our main pillars, First, we have clinical work as a major pillar of Amani, where we are able to see clients, to journey with them with different aspects of their life that they have shared with us, and to be able to support them. We also have an aspect of training where we particularly have two professions that we train in: counseling psychology and social work and community development. Amani also runs projects, which is our way of supporting the community at different levels. Maybe the community through the police, the community through the teachers, the probation officers, persons living with different abilities, as well as community health workers. In a particular way, we have a new interest in the cancer world, and this is a project that we've been running since 2019. And as I continue to share about Amani, I'm also reading from the posts. Most of us are saying good evening, greeting each other. There's a question of when we are going to enroll for the next course. I think that is counseling course, or so I think. Veronica, kindly clarify what you're asking. And Mumina, grateful for the invitation. You're most welcome, Mumina Mohammed. So I welcome my colleague, Philip Kaume. Philip Kaume is our regional coordinator in Mombasa. And Philip takes care, or is in charge of what happens in the coast region, not just Mombasa as it is, but that includes Kilifi, Kwale, Malindi, and all of the coastal region. In all that Amani does, so Philip is in charge of the region. Philip has been a counselor for a long time, and he'll be able to share how his interest in the counseling field. He'll be able to share with us his experience as a seasoned counselor and as a regional coordinator. He's been there for a while as well. He'll be able to share with us his vast knowledge on self-awareness, on mental health, and how we can enhance our own being. So Philip, you're most welcome to join us for this session, to kindly guide us through, to enlighten us so that we can be able to utilize 1 hour that we had reserved for this webinar. Philip, you're most welcome. As we wait for Philip, who is logging in, he's citing challenges in logging in. So you can be reading from the chat and seeing what are concerns or maybe expectations. You can share our expectations on the chat. There's a question there: do you offer online courses? Yes, we do. At the moment, with COVID, we began online courses. Certificate course that will run for 6 months, they do exist. We'll be able to share with you when the course is beginning, the new intake at the end of this webinar session. So Veronica and Salome, please stay put for that information. Is someone else also asking? I want to join the Diploma School of Counseling. You're most welcome, Veronica. Kindly stay within for more information on how and when to start. Someone else is saying, giving a suggestion, Munira, please start the webinar at 4:30 every month if you can. Okay, Munira, we hear you. We'll share this with the others who are concerned. Okay, so let's continue as we wait for Philip, just to be able to share about mental health and self-awareness. I can begin sharing as we're waiting for Philip, just to share what is mental health. What do we mean when you talk about mental health? Mental health includes our emotional, our psychological, and our social well-being. It includes all this. It's not one aspect, but a combination of what I have mentioned: emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think. Mental health affects how we think, how we feel. It affects how we act. It also helps determine how we handle our stresses, how we handle stressors, how we relate to others, and how we make choices. So that is our basic definition of mental health. And now we begin to define self-awareness. We begin to look at what is self-awareness. I'll use a quote by one Rotary who said, "A true self cannot deceive itself. A true self cannot deceive itself." Self-awareness is the capacity for introspection and the ability to reconcile oneself as an individual, separate from the environment and other individuals. Allow me to repeat that self-awareness is the capacity for introspection. It is a capacity, it is an ability for you to be able to look within, to be able to reconcile your own self as an individual, and that is separate from the environment, and that is separate from the other individuals. Introspection is self-examination. It is self-examination, or it is observation of one's own mental and emotional process. It is a self-examination whereby one is able to observe their own mental capacity and their process, their own emotional being, to be able to look within. Mental health through self-awareness. How then do we begin to look at this? But then again, we can begin by saying it is the set of attitudes. It is a set of attitudes a person holds towards the self or the individual as known to the individual, as known to that very individual. It is being yourself and not your self-image. It is being yourself and not your self-image. It is being aware of your own inner core. When we talk about self-awareness, we're talking about you being aware of your own inner core. We're talking about your own uniqueness. We're talking about you knowing yourself beyond your name, knowing yourself beyond your status, knowing yourself beyond your role, your skill, your profession. And after this will include a lot of reflection. This will entail a lot of reflection for you to be able to get to that person that is not just a name, it's not a profession, it is not a responsibility. Reviewing and re-evaluating our own experiences. That is also self-awareness, being able to review and re-evaluate your own experiences. The rationale for self-awareness in relation to mental health is when one is a stranger to oneself, they are separated from others too. When one is a stranger to oneself, therefore they are separated from others as well. When one is out of touch with oneself, then one cannot touch others. When one is not in touch with the self, then they cannot also be able to touch others. Only when one is connected to one's inner being, one's core being, then one is able also to get the ability to connect with others. It begins with you. It begins within. If you're not able to be in touch with yourself, it begins to be very hard, very, very hard, extremely hard for you to be able to help someone else know themselves, or to be able to even understand them, but be able to understand who they are. Only when one is connected to oneself or to one's inner core, that is the only space that you are able to connect to also to others, to be able to touch the other. So it begins that you touch yourself, you know yourself, you're aware of yourself, you begin to be at home with yourself, then you can be able to be at home with others. An individual cannot, touch others when he or she is out of touch with his or herself, Understanding myself helps one accept others. When you understand yourself, it also gives you the capacity, the ability to understand others. It is not easy to know yourself, but one can develop the ability to do so. It is not so easy to know yourself. It is a challenge. Sometimes you might need help to know yourself. You might need someone to be able to journey with you to know yourself. Then you can get the courage to also be able to look at others and see them as they are by themselves. When we talk about the self, what are we talking about when we talk about the self? The self is the portion that is me. The portion that is me. Me, the actor. Me, the doer. me, the thinker. When you talk about I, we're talking about the true self, the inner you, the subject self. When you talk about I, we're talking about the spiritual person that you are, your spiritual space, your spiritual being. When you talk about I, you're talking about your consciousness. We include your consciousness when you talk about I. When you talk about me, we include the social self, or how society perceives and shapes you, or how the society has helped you to interact with your own self. This is more of how have they helped you to look at yourself. Again, when you say I am aware, so you say I am aware. When you say you're aware, what are you including? What are you meaning? What are you insinuating? When you say you're aware, it means you have knowledge of being conscious of something. You have knowledge of being conscious of something. Self-awareness goes beyond the name. It goes beyond the status. It goes a long way away, so far away from the title, from the roles, from the skills, from the profession that you have or you have acquired. It goes beyond your talents. So let us do some small exercise as individuals where we are, just to be able to gain a better understanding of who we are by answering the following questions. What makes you happy in your life? What makes you happy in your life? If you reflect upon it, what will you say this thing or this event or this incident makes me happy? Again, we want to ask ourselves, what makes you angry in your life? What is this one thing or two things that when it happens or when you do it or if someone does it to you, they make you angry? If you wish to share with us, you can. Please use the chat. It is still okay. It's very okay if you're comfortable to share with us. Tell us one weakness you have and somehow explain to us how that is a weakness to you. Share one weakness that you have. If you're not comfortable sharing with us as a class or as a forum, maybe you can just scribble down where you are. What makes you angry? What makes you happy? What is one weakness that you have, and how do you explain this weakness? Again, tell us one strength that you have. What are some of your strengths? What is this one strength that you have? And possibly, probably you're very happy about it. Share with us what goals you have in your life. And I can see my colleague has joined in. Philip, karibu sana. You can unmute yourself. Karibu sana, Philip.
Thank you. I'm within, not without.
Karibu sana. Since Mombasa is very far for you to log in.
I tell you, it can be.
You know, so I want you to kindly pick up. Kindly pick up. I'm sure you know where I am right now.
Yeah.
But last but not least, let us also know, or maybe reflect upon what prevents you from achieving the goals that you have in your life. What prevents you from achieving? What keeps you away from your goals? What is keeping you away from the goal that you have in your life? And as Philip is joining us in, we welcome Philip. Kindly give us a very brief introduction of who you are because of time, and then you pick up the webinar and you can run. Meanwhile, from the chats, thank you so much, Veronica. Veronica is saying, what makes me angry is not being able to achieve goals. Okay, Veronica, thank you. And your weakness, as you have shared with us, is speed. Speed. Veronica, explain to us how that is a weakness. Speed. Others have shared, Father John, impatience. failure to keep time. I guess further you're insinuating that you're impatient when someone does not keep time. Okay. You're very happy, Mercy Leroy, when you're able to meet your goals. Well done. You're very happy when you're able to meet your goals. Okay. Thank you. Philip, you can pick up from that, from what is in the chat. I'll keep reading and helping you out. So Philip, karibu sana, carry on.
Okay. Thank you, Sheila, for being within, not without. And I really appreciate for you to have been within. Yeah, in Mombasa, there have been a challenge with my internet and what have you, connecting and what have you. But all in all, here I am, and we can have it right. Yeah? So I don't know whether they can see my notes. I don't know. Are able to see it?
Yes,
Sheila, do you
Philip, you
see
can
it?
see. Yes, I
Yeah?
can.
You
Yes,
can
I
see my
can
notes.
very
Yeah?
well.
You can
Yes, I
see my
can.
notes. Okay. I can see you had already done the what makes them happy and also tell us about the weaknesses and what have you. Yeah?
Very true. Very
That
true. We're reflecting on that.
yeah. This is Philip Kaume. I'm in Mombasa. I'm a regional coordinator. We do a lot of training here in Mombasa. Maybe I'll talk more about myself later. But now let's get to the heart of the matter. And I've appreciated my colleague for being within, not without, to make sure that things are right. And I would say, members, I just want to appreciate for you to be been there. And I would say that tell us one strength you have. These are some of the things we say in the mental part of it. I believe when you looked at the mental part of it, you looked at the feelings, the issues of thinking, and also the way we behave. And within that, you are able to look at yourself. Am I aware of myself that what I'm thinking about is right or it's wrong? So these are some of the things we say, they're very important. And once you look at them in that perspective, you are able to bring it right. And do you have goals in life? Some of us, we do not have goals in life. Yeah. And it's good to set your goals. For in the mental health, some of us, we come to be affected, not in other things, because we are not ready to set goals. We don't have a vision. Yeah? And these are some of the things we are saying that are very important. I went somewhere and I was speaking about retirement. Yeah. Somebody who was 55 said that I was talking about him. He was a man. And why did he talk about myself? Because to him, he's living in a house whereby he's paying, the company is paying 50,000 rent. It's the company that is paying 50,000 per rent, whereby it's a salary of somebody. And this person are co-opted to marry. I'm not against marriage, but I'm against if you cannot actualize things in your life. So how have you set your goals? If you get another wife, get another husband, and what have you? Here in Mombasa, we have a lot of people having two husbands, having two wives or more. Remember, we are in a Swahili setup. And remember, here as Muslims, they are allowed to have up to four according to their religion, which is very much okay. But here comes, have we set goals as far as the whole thing is concerned, as far as life is concerned? What prevents you from achieving the goals? Maybe I can pause there and ask you, what do you have in mind that you are having that is not making you to reach where you want to reach? Yeah. Like this friend of mine, he said that I was against him. Yeah. And he was so much hurt because of what he's doing. But I told him the mental health part of it, we come disturbed because you are doing things which we have not looked at the disadvantages and advantages. If I'm 55 and I'm planning to marry and I'm having children, today I start now getting children when I'm 55. Where will be my son in the university or my daughter in the university when I'm 55? Yes, members, I want to hear from you. I'm 55 and I'm married today. I've got a kashungwa. I've got a new baby. Eh? Can I get somebody? Raise up your hand. I hear about you. Unmute yourself and say something. I can see we don't want to say something, but I want to tell you, for this son to be 20 years, universities will get there when you are 20 years or 18. Yeah. So when I'm 75, is my son when he getting there? How much energy do I have that I continue with the life? Yet today we are very much aware we are retiring the other day. Yeah. So these are some of the things, once we are able to answer these questions, we better ourselves in our mental health by having self-awareness. But if you don't look at those things in that manner, then it becomes real of an issue. And what matters a lot is, what am I able to work it out and become a better person for myself, not for my people or whichever. Also, we have these fundamental questions whereby, who am I? What am I? Where am I going? And how can I get there? Yeah. When you come to the mental health part of it, on the feelings and the thinking part of it, how do I deal with my physiological part of it? How do I deal with my psychological part of it? How do I deal with my sociological approach of it? How do I interact with the people? And these are questions whereby once you answer them, you become a better person. And you can see that friend of mine, who am I, is answering some questions, you see? And if we are to answer these questions, we need to see what is happening. Yeah. And this is all about, in simple terms, I'd say the uniqueness of you, what makes me different from others. And I'm saying, if I'm unique, that's me. Even identical twins, they're unique. And if they're unique, they're what they are. And I would say that as we continue, we need to see more and more of what we are. And it's very important to know, who am I? If I know to answer this question, then I'll become a better person for myself in the mental health part of it. You'll be able to enhance the whole thing rightly through the self-awareness. Am I aware of what I am? Do I know some of the things that are happening as far as my life is concerned? And as we continue, we say, what am I? You can see that guy, you say, gosh, what am I? Oh, yeah. What am I? Gosh. And these are some of the things we are saying. How can we have it? How can we do it? Yeah. How can I look at it? And we say, do I know my weaknesses? Do I know my strength? Do I know my fears? Yeah? What is making me not to achieve some of the goals or getting the uniqueness of myself? And we say the feelings part of it, the needs, potential, and the values. Most of us, we have values and we have things that have been put somewhere. And you find that it can really be over an issue. And I would say that it's very important for us to know, especially the first bullet. Do I know my strength? Do I know my weaknesses? If I'm dealing with anything, I need to know, am I able to do it? Am I able to manage it? And if I'm unable to manage it, then becomes a real an issue. And it's very important for us to get it right. And once you have got it right, you will be able, the happiest person, once you get to enhance this mental health through the self-awareness. Am I aware of my weaknesses? I tell you, I have weaknesses. So some people say, I have weaknesses, yeah, that I cannot, I cannot face, like cockroaches, yeah, frogs, and what have you. You get a frog in your house, becomes of an issue. Am I aware that I'm having phobias? And from there to see what are the things that I have. And these are some of the basic needs that we have on the physiological part of it and biological input. So these are some of the things I would say that it's very important for us to have it. And we need to have this question. You can see my friend there, the picture that I'm having. Where am I now? You see, do I know how many of us who are there? Do I know where we are. Where am I going? Yeah. Do I have that? And once we have it, we'll be in a position to make things right. And that's why you can see my friend there. He's standing and is scratching his head. And the bald can continue to be bigger and bigger. Why is it so? Because he's asking the question, where am I now? And this is a question I would like to ask my members here in the webinar. Are you aware? Are you aware of yourself? That where are you? For example, in terms of age, how old are you? Are you able to answer this question? Where am I going? Where am I going with my life? See, these are some of the things, if we are able to answer them, we become better for ourselves, because the whole life is all about you and I. And if it's all about you and I, then we need to know, where am I going and how can I get there? And we say that if we are able to see how can I get there, then you make a difference. I don't know, when you look at my picture there, what do you see? Do you see the tortoise? You can see there's a nose, there's a eye, and you can see the shell of the tortoise can end up getting back there. And that's what we are saying. Do I know my age? Do I know my milestones? Yeah. If I'm 20, what is expected of me? If I'm 30, what is expected of me? Yeah. If I'm 40, what is expected of me? Yeah. So within that, we need to make it right on how we can address things in accordance to the understanding of each and everything. And that's why we are saying, do I know where I am? Do I know that I'm in UK? What is expected of me to be in UK? Like myself, I'm aware I'm in Mombasa. Am I aware that I need to respect the Swahili culture and what have you? Because if I don't respect them, in the end of the day, they'll say, Philip, what's happening with you? Philip, you are not respecting our culture. You are not doing this and this and this. Yeah. Sometimes here we end up doing counseling, having nyanya in the session and many other things. And you find they say, no, you cannot be with a girl in a counseling setting. But it's you to see what should it be done and what have you. So that's why we are saying, are you aware that there's this and this? Are you aware you are a mother? Are you aware that you are a father? Are you aware you are the son? Are you aware you are the daughter? Are you aware you are this and this and this? And once you answer that, you make a difference. And that's why we say, what are you setting the goals? Do you have goals? Have you set your goals? And have you made them to be what it is? So these are some of the things we say. They're very important for us to have it, the goals, and make things right. Plans, to have some plans, making choices and purpose of it. And you can see those people are running. They better know, yeah? Are you conscious choosing what you must have and what have you? I'm aware that we are decided that we'll be having up to 5 p.m. And so I don't know whether the members, you can allow me, we can have it by, finish by 5:30. I don't know. I'd like to request you people, maybe to guide me. I would like to interfere with your schedule for the day and what have you. Should I continue, members, or should I conclude? I'm aware because of my challenges, we had to start late, but all the same. Members, okay, allow me maybe because you're quiet. Yeah, sorry.
From the chat, I'm seeing agreement, confirmation that we should continue.
Yeah.
Yes, so I guess
Okay.
majority are able to sacrifice more of their time.
Okay.
to be able to have this webinar come to an end at the 5:30.
Okay. Thank you, members. If you can allow me, I'll.
Up to 5:30 is okay.
Yeah.
That's the suggestion. That's the agreement.
Okay. So let we continue. I appreciate.
Okay, thank you, members as well.
Yeah. Okay. So I was saying that it's very important for us to get it right as far as the issues of where am I going? And you can see these colleagues of mine are running and they're asking themselves, do I have a goal? Do I have life plans? Making choices. For mental health, you need to have it very clear. What is this happening as far as the whole thing is concerned? And once you get it, you make a day for each and everything. Like I would say that it's very important for us to get it and say, how do I get there? The last question. And we say, through my resources. Yeah. What do I have? Do I have a sound mind as far as my mental health is concerned? Am I aware from the mental health? How have I conceptualized myself? Am I tuned myself that I'm a competent and I can be very creative in whatever I'm doing? So these are some of the things once you have it, once you put them right, you're able to make it right as far as the whole thing is concerned. And that's why I'm saying members is very important for us to have it right. And once you have it right, you make the things right as far as your life is concerned. And that's why I'm saying, how can I get there? Do I know how I can work it out to make it right? It's out of your resources, out energy, wisdom, intelligence. Those are some of the resources that you do have. Can you use your mind? Can you use your ways whereby you can make it right? And once you make it right, you make a difference as far as life is concerned. And these are some of the things that we say that are very important as far as life is concerned. Like this friend of mine here, I wonder whether are you doing the life or is life doing you? These are some of the questions that are very important. Yeah. Are you doing life or is life doing you? Which one do you want, members? Yako ni ipi? Which one is yours? Definitely, we need to have is life doing you? Mm. Or do we want to take, are you doing life? Mm. Yeah, it's life. It's you to see what are you doing or what am I doing as far as my life is all about. And that's why we are saying, are you doing life? Is life doing you? So once the life is doing you, you are done because it's like you don't know what is happening with you. So these are some of the things I'm saying. We need to look at it as I'm having this pictorial whereby you're able to see the whole thing as far as life is all about it. Eh? And as we continue, we have one of the main selves, and this is all about material. This is all about material, and out of material, we are able to work it out in a way that we need to work it out. Yeah, and we say one of main selves comes little of an issue, and it's very important how what we are doing as far as life is concerned. And we say that it's very important material self that you have. Yeah, the material self that you have is all about your resources. Yeah, your body. Yeah, are you normal? Even if you are handicapped, whichever you have, you can make a difference in your life. Also, the social self. My colleague Sheila had talked about this social part of it, whereby this I, me, yeah, and out of I, me, and self, you are able to see the social element of what is all about it. And once you get self, me, and what have you make a difference in whatever that is happening. Also, spirituality. These are some of the things. How is your spiritual? I've met in my life ethics, not ethics. I've met the people who do not believe in God. Yeah, Ethan people, and I've told them the faith they have, they need to live by it. If I get a client of that nature, I end up asking them, what does your faith do? Go and do what your faith says. And that's why we are saying the spiritual part of it of you makes you to be what you are. And once it makes you to be what you are, you continue making it right as far as your life is concerned. The other thing that I would like to say is that why self-awareness? We say it's tend to have consistent or more predictable, clear image of self. Do I know myself better? Yeah. Think well of yourself. Hmm? I like the teenagers. Teenagers, when they go to bathroom, they take all the edges in the bathroom. And maybe it's on a Sunday like tomorrow that we need to go to church. And because we want to go to church, you see, they had so much bathing, taking care of themselves, examining themselves. The same thing, you, adults, father, mother, nyanya, babu, and what have you. How much time have you taken to know yourself, your image? How much have you taken to think about yourself? These are some of the things we say they are very important. And we say more of being in charge of life. Are you in charge of yourself? Are you able to take care of yourself? Are you able to make things right of yourself? Not for them, for myself. And I remember, I'll give you an example. When I was in Nairobi some years back, when I was studying my BA, and one of my lecturers in the University of Nairobi told me, Philip, have you ever gone to take a cup of tea in Hilton Hotel? Well, never have I ever. I was taken there by my lecturer. I don't know how much, 2002, how much a cup of tea, do you remember? Just taking a breakfast there. How much is that in Hilton Hotel? Yes, members, tell me, do you remember those 2002? That is when I was doing my undergraduate. And that's what I'm saying. My lecturer took me there and I had a cup of tea with some escort. Yeah, with some food there. That was, I cannot forget, it was at 10 a.m. And that morning I had not taken even breakfast. But I was happy, yeah, to be treated by my lecturer. And I want to tell you, during that time, a cup of tea, or with all the foods that are taken for breakfast, for one person, it was 1,500. So two of us, he paid 3,000. How many of us are able to treat themselves? Be in charge of yourself and teach yourself and make yourself happy. Yeah, more sensitive to other needs. Yes, there they are. Able to handle situations in life. Yeah, to be open to change, aware of your resources. Yeah, and today, since that time, I've changed my life. Whether I have money or I do not have money, I've said here the hotels we have in Mombasa, I'm ready to take my family for a cup of tea or for a dinner in one of the hotels. And we can do a budget and we see how we can do a dinner. Like here, a dinner is almost 2,000 in Mombasa or 3,000. But I'm able to be with my family and I teach it. And that's why, am I aware as I do that, do I have some money that has remained that I continue enhancing my family to become better and better of themselves? And that's why we are saying, am I aware? Yeah. Why self-awareness? And we say, for personal growth, in order to grow personally, I know when we are manipulating others, dominating others. There's somebody needs to be muted there. Yeah, we are saying manipulating others and dominating others and our biased beliefs, values, and attitudes towards the whole thing. Do I accept myself with all my faults and my strength? Do I know that I can make some fault in my life as far as mental is concerned? Not to do it when I am irritated or when I'm angry or when there's this and this, but being aware to build your self-confidence. And it matters a lot on how we do it. And these are some of the things I'm saying. Self-awareness within the mental health helps you to understand how your culture. There are some cultures whereby, yeah, they know children are not supposed to greet the elderly. There are some cultures also the elderly need to greet the young people. You know, they're the ones who do it. Are the people aware of that? Education-wise, we used to have girls not to be educated. Today, it has been open for that. So are we aware that we need to have it right? The spirituality, which we had already talked about, the environment. Remember, we are the product and the producer of our own environment. Am I aware that if I don't take care of my family, somebody else could be not be doing his own way? Upbringing influences you. How did you come to be? And these are some of the things we say. Once you have it, you make a difference in each and everything that is happening. And this is all about self, and you make it right for each and everything that happens. And it's very important for us to have it right. And that's how we can answer this question. How can one increase mental health through self-awareness? You can only by assessing yourself. Remember, the norms of the day, they make us to be what we are. And some of the things that are happening, they make us to be what we are. And that's why we say, what am I doing to make a difference? How is my life experiences? There are some of the experiences that have been there, and we are able to see what is happening, what is not happening. And we say, even feedback. Have you ever sat with a hot chair at your home and you hear your children giving you some feedback? I remember there was a time I was in South Sudan, and when I came back, I was to be with my family, and I took them to the hotel, and I had a hot seat. I sat there, and I wanted the children to give me a feedback. What kind of a father am I? And they said that, Daddy, you are nowhere to be found. Mama sleeps alone, and if Mama sleeps alone, we feed her. We were looking forward even to have uncle so and so to come and be with the people, to be with her, because Daddy is nowhere to be found. Yeah, to them they see Mama is there. So to me, I did not answer that question, and I was happy to hear that, and I kept quiet as far as the whole thing. And I went back to my wife so that she could help me on how to deal with that. And that's why we say that we get it possible. And it's very important. And once we have it, we are in a position to see what it is. And it's good to share, to hear the feedback from your own people who love you and many other people. Yeah. Don't dare to get it to people who do not love you or people who do not know you. You are done. The other thing is about more open you are to self and to others, the more you will get out of the cocoon. Remember, if I'm open to my family, to my people, they're able to give me even my blind. I am able to see some of the things I'm not seeing. Even my friends, I have my friends, they are able to work it out in a good manner. And out of that, it makes a difference. And I will urge you for the mental health, if you are to deal with yourself in your health, to become a better person, am I aware that I have friends, or do I have no friends? According to Gerard Egan, he says that if people who have friends or who socialize, their problems are less compared to the people who do not socialize. I repeat, Gerard Egan says this. He says that people who socialize, when they have problems, they are less to deal with compared to the people who do not socialize. Because I'm able to get some friends who can give me what I'm lacking. And that's why we say, how is my life? The mental health through self-awareness questions, keep reflecting on, how is my journey? And this is what I was saying, your age. Do I know that I'm 40? Huh? Do I know that I'm this and this and this? And once you get it right, then it makes you a difference. The culture, we already talked about it. Influence of the nuclear, my family, my people, how are they? My education, and some other things that needs to be done. And we end up saying the physical appearance, how can I view myself? How do I see myself in whatever I'm doing? My vulnerability, we are all wounded in some ways, e.g. what are my deepest fears, energizing or crashing? What makes me hungry? How can I do? I express it. And these are some of the questions. Once you have them, you are able to make a difference in your life. Remember, it's your life, not in my life. And once you make it right, it is going to be wonderful. And this question is very important. We say, life truly begins at the end of your life comfort zone. Self-awareness is the key to success. The only way to constantly be successful in achieving your goals is to make distinction along the way. Become aware of what is working and not working for you, and become aware of why you have been doing these things. Or just as importantly, why you have not been doing them. There's some things you have not been doing in life. Maybe now is the time that you go back to education. I'm having one of the grandmothers of 60 years. She has gone back to do her master's, in the University of Nairobi. I don't know what she has seen. And that's why we are saying life truly begins at the end of your comfort zone. She just feels now I need to go back. The husband says, no, I cannot continue the education. Let I continue eating my retirement, which is okay. But here comes this mama. She has seen there's something that I need to do with the community. I need to go and do my master's. To you, what is that you're having that you're asking yourself some questions? And this question is another one. The greatest tragedy in life is to meet so many people and not meet yourself. I know it's very important for us to know ourselves, but to talk more about ourselves becomes very hard for us. And that's why I say, if we are to have it right, we need to know what is required of me. What is this required me to do better for myself? And that's why I'm saying, you can meet several people. You go to America, UK, wherever, and how many people you have met? Several. But have you met yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? Do you take care of yourself? Like, do you teach yourself? Or you are just becoming a miser, keeping the bank full of money, full of everything? I'm aware now with COVID-19, there's a lot of challenges. That's how I'm aware. But whether we like it or not, we need to see how we can live with COVID-19 and make things right as far as the whole thing is concerned. So these are some of the things I'm saying. They're very important for you and I, that we may reflect on them. And once we reflect on them, it becomes better and better. And this question also is another one. Your time is limited. I want to give you this message. As far as your mental health is concerned, your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Can you live your life with your family in your own way? If today you eat only kideri, can you eat the kideri? If you are only taking cassava, like here in Coast, we like cassava, kashiris, and what have you, can I live by that? That's me. Am I aware that I'm living my own means, not by living somebody's hell? And once I'm having that, or you are doing it, you become a better person for yourself. And once you become a better person for yourself, we are saying, do reflection on mental health through self-awareness. And once you have self-awareness, then you become a better of self and you make things right as far as the whole thing is concerned. And as I'm finishing, I would say that we have offices in Kenya. It's not only Mombasa and Nairobi. We have Amani headquarters, Bagadi, way opposite Jonathan Blog Academy. Yeah, that's where you can get our And even if you do the Googling, you're able to get the contacts more and more. Also, we have CBD. We have Nairobi Central Business District Office, Mwalimu Sacco, 8th floor, along Tomboya Street near Abashanda House, whereby you can get it. And they're doing well. All this being an office in headquarters or in Nairobi City. We have also Mombasa City. We have our offices as Lakshmi House, first floor, along Moi Avenue, opposite Toyota Kenya Limited, and next to Standard Chartered Bank. We are there. At any time you need to get us, once you Google, you are able to get our contact and you are able to access us, and we are able to help one another and to enhance mental health through self-awareness, because we cannot do without self-awareness, the mental health. Am I aware of myself? And we have also Amani Nyeri, Central Plaza, second floor, opposite stage at Katikati, Town Center in Nyeri. Also, we have Amani Kisumu, behind Tomboya Estate, National Oil Service Station. Also, we have Amani Nguja, sub-branch of Kisumu, Busia Road, next to Kolalo grounds. And you can get them, and you can get more and more of understanding of each and everything. Then we have Amani Siaya, second floor at Lake Western Park, and next to the Siaya Red Cross. And once you get to us, we'll have to give you more and more. This is just an introduction. We cannot end up getting everything in, but we are there so that you may enhance the mental health through self-awareness. So these are some of the things we are saying that we need to have it right. And I would say that thank you, Salome, for your input, and I appreciate even with Catherine Mwangi and of what you are saying. You are most welcome, and we are ready to be with you, and that's wonderful. And I would say that if there's anybody who has a question or comment, it's welcome. And it's very important for us to have it right. And karibuni sana. And I would say thank you, members, to have allowed me out of my weaknesses that I got some challenges, and you are able to bear with my problems. Thank you, and I love you guys. Thank you, and thank you. And those are my numbers. You can get them, and you can get in touch with me, and we can talk more about mental health through self-awareness, or we can enhance mental health through self-awareness. Any question, karibuni, for the few minutes that are there. As we said, by 5:30 we close. You can just unmute yourself and just ask a question and be there to answer it. Thank you for Helen Masharia, Washira, not Masharia, Washira, for saying that is an excellent presentation. Thank you, I appreciate. Also Jared, my colleague in all the way in Busia. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate.
Just to let us know, Philip, thank you so much.
Yeah.
As we think through the questions, if there are any from the floor, from the presentation.
Yeah.
Also want to mention that we're also available online. You can check us out on our website, www.amanicenter.org. You can also find us on Facebook, Amani Counselling Center and Training Institute. We're available. You have a YouTube channel as well. You can find us there using the same name, our official name. We're also available on Twitter. We're not as we are really digital nowadays. We're available on Twitter at Amani CT Kindly find us there. Let's communicate, let's talk, let's interact, let's learn, let's share information, and be able to help ourselves as we learn today about self-awareness, as we see how to enhance our own mental space, our own mental capacity we can continue chatting, talking, interacting via the channels that I have just mentioned. Thank you so much. Veronica is asking, I need more details on your course outline, registration, and fees. Veronica, please get in touch with us. Can you leave us your contacts? We'll look for you. From Anne Chomba, thank you, great insights. My take home, our many selves that we have to be aware of. Okay, thank you, Veronica, well noted. Any other concern, any other question that anyone will want to know as we wind up? A question or a compliment? I hope the sessions will be regular. Yes, Salome, they will be regular.
Okay. Maybe you can also look at the chat. There are a few questions coming out from there.
Yes, I'm on there. I'm there. I'm right there, Lona.
Thank you.
There's someone suggesting that the sessions be regular. Salome, they are regular. They're going to be monthly webinars. This is our third one. Next month again, we'll have a webinar session. We'll share the time and the link with you. Thank you, Salome. There's a question again, if Philip is going to share the notes. Philip, if you're going to share the notes, how can I help clients who have depression and or suicidal thoughts or ideations? There's a question, Philip. How can you help? How can Helen help someone who has depression or suicidal thoughts?
Thank you. Most of us, it's allowed to depend with the approaches. I don't know whether that person has done counseling, but I would say that if it's possible, can use the theory of CBT, cognitive behavioral theory, because the mental health part of it is because of what we have deposited. And I believe when you started, you shared about it's all about our feelings, our thinking, and the way we behave, the mental health part of it. Whereby also I emphasized as I was going on the psychological part of it, and physiological part of it, and sociological input part of it. So if we are to work on the mind of this person so that may be able to actualize, you'll find the feelings plus the thinking gives an answer of the action. And that action, that's the behaving part of it. And the whole thing, you need to help this person, the thinking part of it, and to be aware that, are they aware that they have the potential? Remember, what am I? When I used the what am I was looking at the strength and the weaknesses. And if this person is brought to the awareness of himself or herself, they're able to think out of the box. And as per now, I would say that one could be. There are quite a number of theories within cognitive, like rebate, rational emotive behavioral theory. And also we have the transactional within the family setting, whereby you are able to address things that are within the family. So to me, I would say it would depend with the person and on the ground, because the theories are out there for someone to use it. Remember, the theories, they have the goals. As I'm taking a client, am I aware that my goal is to make this person go to point A to B or B to C and what have you? That's very important. And another thing that I would like to say about theories, there's something we call it 4 things that are very important in theories. Do you know the basic assumption of the whole theory? Do you know the view of human nature within the theory? Do you know the goals of that theory? Do you know also the role of you as a counselor, as a psychologist? And then the last one is techniques. What are the techniques that I need to use?
Thank you, Philip. Maybe one more question from the floor. What happens to those people who don't know how to socialize? How do you help them? There's a question on that. Margaret Ohome, I've seen your concern. Kindly leave us your contact, then you can get in touch with you. Margaret, kindly, then you can get in touch on your concern. Philip, go ahead. How do you help those ones who don't know how to socialize?
We need to remember anything that comes to somebody's life, there's acceptance.
Mhm,
As long, like now they have come to this meeting, they have accepted to be in this meeting. So if this person accepts to be helped on how to socialize, you'll be able to be taken through, because we do have some of the techniques that are used. And I go back to the theories again. Out of the theories, we are able to look at it and see where is the weakness of this person, what makes this person, the underlying issues. Then you are able to help this person. Remember, there's also case contextualization, whereby out of the case contextualization, you are able to see where and how can I help this person so that they may be able to reach what we call self-actualization.
mhm,
So it's very important for us to know the underlying issue. Maybe some phobias that person has developed. Maybe this person has been abused, you know, and that's why he has run away from the whole thing and becomes what
mhm.
it is.
Okay, okay, there we go. There we go.
But somebody
Maybe,
saying that most of the time is very confusing. It's true, it can
uh-huh.
be confusing, but what
Mhm,
matters a lot is as long as my client has accepted we journey together, then
mhm,
the healing part of it has already started,
mhm,
because you have agreed to journey with me, then you are able. And I would like to say what Sheila, you are communicating to them. Can they give their
mhm.
contact? What have you? Will be able to talk in another forum, and we can
Okay.
talk through the online, and we can be able to help more and more. We are out there, especially myself, to make sure that we are able to help them. As I've given my contact there, you are able to get it and get in touch with me. You can send
Well
me a
said.
message. You are able to send me a message, and out of that, I'll be in a position to answer.
Okay. Well said, Philip. Well said. I guess you want to close right now so that we can keep to our agreement. Father John Masai, well noted. You've taken your contacts in for the next webinar session, which is, as you said, as I mentioned, this is going to be a monthly affair. So this is our third webinar session. And next month, again, we're going to roll out another session with different topic, hopefully also touching on mental health. I've seen your suggestion from one of us talking about, could you talk about mental health and the impact of COVID-19? We'll deliberate on that and see what to present. Victoria Gitau, well noted again, well noted as well. We've taken your contacts and we'll be able to reach out to you for the next session and for other upcoming programs that you might be interested in. So for all of us, I want to be very grateful for for attending, for taking your time, for setting time apart and being with us, sharing information, asking questions, giving your comments, feedback, and concerns. We are truly happy and humbled that you're able to join us. So from this end, from my end, and from the end of Amani and our panelists, I say asanteni sana for being there for us. Let's continue to communicate via our social media handle, the ones I have mentioned. YouTube, we have a YouTube channel. We are on Facebook. We have a Twitter handle. We are also having what? What else do we have, Filippo? Tuko na nini lingine jameni?
Sina la kuzungumza tu. I really appreciate my audience and I
Uh-huh.
love them. I love you
Sawa
guys.
sawa.
And
Twakupenda pia Filippo.
Mungu bariki
Asanteni
sana.
sana.
Looking forward to
Karibu.
have another session with them on time and
Aha.
each and everything. And it's good to have Sheila within, not without. She has really motivated me and the whole entire Amani, help at hand. Long life,
Indeed, help
Amani.
at hand.
Yeah.
Indeed, help
Looking,
at hand.
looking the executive director together, the management and everybody who is there to make sure that things are right. I really appreciate.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. And I also just acknowledge the presence of everyone. Master Leroy, I can see your suggestion that we should have a session on mental health and marriage. We'll see what to pick from marriage and present in regard or in relation to mental health. Asanteni sana. I feel like if you continue staying here, we'll be here up to 6. With kakangu Filippo jameni, hadithi haziishi. Asanteni sana. I can see you, most of us are hoping to get the notes. We'll look into it. We've taken your contact. You're most welcome. Enjoy your weekend. For those ones who are in Kenya, having a Saturday evening, for those ones who are away elsewhere, we're very humble that you're able to join us. Karibuni sana. We'll continue sharing our links and being able to interact and learn from each other. Okay, have a lovely evening. It's a bye from me. It's a bye from the panelists.